Another week. Another week here. My glasses are going haywire. It's almost, did someone find my secret stash? I don't even have a reception here. I have no reception in this land surrounded by all of these white powdered. That's it. That's it. Nostalgia. 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 No, it's all on the. Look, this better be good. I was about to do a bump of nostalgia with all of the Care Bears, and I mean all of the Care Bears. Look, sorry, Morphin Black, but I need you to do me a favor. I need you to snort me up and get me out of here. So let me get this straight. You, Lightspeed, need rescuing. Oh, it writes itself. Look, I normally would indulge in the snifferati, but you look like you're laced with something fierce. And look, I'm not ready to party like it's the 2000s yet. We ain't there yet, my guy. Oh, wait. The hell? Look at all this powdered goodness! Oh my God, Christmas came early! Never getting out of here. Oh. Sorry, y'all. Partied way too hard with Psycho Kaiser. But in the process, I think we found the best use of the lack of Lightspeed Hibiki. Let's go! This week's KingOhger, we popping off. So, let's get the jams going, Kaiser. We raising the dead tonight. When we last left the Raculous D, it was swinging all over Enkasopa, trying to assert dominance. Of course, you know Yanma ain't about being bottom. So, what about those peace talks? Yeah, it's all about the Shugodan. The benefit to humanity is only if they decide to fall under Raculous's Big D banner. Jeremy ain't taking that sass though, because he's supposed to be the one to rule over it all. Due to the Bugnarok invasion, Yanma's on edge, bearing the burden of everything going on. Even Gira's antics can't be tolerated. So, it's the usual imprisonment for Gira while Yanma gets hit up with that royalty-free Mario music. Yeah. Do that again. It's the Boski here, enjoying peace under Raculous's boots. Something Yanma can't say that he's having. The Boski out here snitching, but did he tell everything? Nope. Raculous still don't know about his bros still being alive. So even the Boski still is continuing his little game. Yanma's plan though, involving the waifu wars themselves, with everything leading Raculous dick. Something's gotta give though. First up is Rita on the in-between duty. That gets passed over to Morphonia, with the big guns going to Shiokata and Himeno. Ridiculous himself continues to stroke his ego in front of the masses, but Jeremy don't like it. Too bad Stick Bugman has some more bad news that Jeremy takes directly to the shaft. So now it's time for some more lore. During the time that the Bugnarok were driven underground, it turns out that they stood as a divided bunch. But as they began to unite, it was a deciding battle to determine the victor. And Deathnarak had General Daigorg on his side. It's that same guy that is being revived to the shock of no one, because Regulus gave the bugs the tech to bring him back. This is the true peace, brought to you by the letter D. It's now the merging of the arcs, as we get not only Gira getting tied up this week, but Jeremy too. at the courtesy of Caffeine Morphonia. Rita proceeds to a speedy trial of Broken Jeremy, giving him the option to either get locked up for giving King D extra ammo or provide some extra ammo himself in the form of God Tarantula. But why everybody just gotta get big sticks out when Jeremy just needs to tell stories? But the thing is, it's all a collective stick energy. So Jeremy needs to stop getting persuaded by the others and start taking charge. So off to Enkasoba, where Jeremy pulls some strings to reach main character status, forcing a clusterfuck transformation against everyone's will, but still getting the job done. That is, until Dick Zero arrives. Taking the Kings down, it's time to put Yama's plan into motion, while he proceeds to get his ass caved in by Daigor. The plan is getting Himeno to evacuate all the people of Enkasoba over to Ishibana, while Shiokata is tasked with getting Gira out, so that way Yama can go ahead and join them. But the thing is, that's not Yanma's MO. He's going down with the ship, as long as he can take down Pipe before Raculus lays it on him. But it's Daigor that lays it himself, all to the King's delight. That is, until Gira finally reveals himself. With regained trust with Yama and the dismay of the people minus Hat Guy. Where is Hat Guy anyway? Either way, the rematch we've been waiting for is on its way. Next week, rating time! This episode of KingOhger gave us some additional info, this time surrounding the lore of the Bugnarok, and it also continues to make Yanba one of the best blues there ever was. Originally, I thought that this episode was more like in the B side of things, like a B+. But honestly, Yanma's character interactions with his raw emotion this episode, along with having the end of Gira hiding himself arc, this is what brings this episode to a resounding, Raculus oh my god, no, Ava Ranger A. Ava Ranger A. I previously speculated back in the early days of this show that I believe what Raculus could do is try to take over each country little by little, forcing them to all move and ultimately takes over the world. It feels like now we're getting to that point, but next week's preview kind of indicates that maybe Raculus won't get too far into that plan. So, what could happen is that, yes, Raculus gets beat, tries going to the Bugnarok for help, but Deathnarak got what he wanted from Raculus, so he's pretty much useless to him. Thus, a bad end for Raculus. But I don't think that they're done with him just yet. And I love me a good character to hate, and Raculus is that guy. Don't want him to go. We did get Jeremy trying to claim the crown of main character this week, but the forced crown job clearly was just a proper foreshadowing for the completed form that we're gonna get next week. And I know that there's toy listings and all this stuff for the upgrade and combination, but look, I'll get to that when we properly get into it next week. What is great is that we're getting some good backstory on the Bugnarok, that not everything was just chill for 2,000 years, just waiting for Jeremy's lies to come to fruition, but that they had their own disputes, with the bugs being just as separated as the above world seems to be, except this time, Deathnarak actually managed to unite his people, unlike Raculus. But the thing is, they tease us with this new guy for the sake of the flashback, and he is covered up. He's wearing a hood. And look, I know what you're thinking. I thought it too. I went back and even looked at the hooded guy from the Fury of the Gods, and it's not the same hood. But given that all roads lead to the Fury of the Gods, I wouldn't be surprised if whoever this guy is might have some correlation to that event. What I do wish for is that we got some more Daigor, since the teasers built this man up. This episode built him up to the fact that he doesn't have Jim for the end of his name. Yeah, he seems like a big fucking deal. But He just appears to be pure muscle, and that's it. This episode managed to lay the foundation for a greater villain story presence, and I'm hoping that they expand more on him and the Bugnarok Society going forward. Especially now knowing that there are multiple different factions, and that Jeremy's mom might have been Bugnarok royalty. She might have been one of the heads of the other supporting sides of the Bugnarok Society. But once again, the big breakout for this episode was Yanma, who is by far my favorite character in this show. They've given this man so much diversity and range in terms of attitude, emotion, and just charisma as a whole that it's hard to just top this man. And he played to everyone's strength this episode and honestly comes off more of a proper leader than anyone else in this show. Yanma is staying goated. So, what did you think about this week's KingOhger? Raculus laying the D all over Enkasopa, that Bugnarok lore, and Gira no longer having to hide. Anyway, that's it for me. Quick plug, since I've noticed that I've gotten a bit more subscribers, and you might not know the other side content that I do outside of YouTube, but I do Twitch watch parties every weekend. Saturdays, we do Toku Rewind, in which we are currently watching Kamen Rider Saber and Geki Ranger as I get progressively more intoxicated. And Sunday nights, it's superhero time with the latest Geats and the latest KingOhger. And then once Gotchard starts, we're moving on to Gotchard. There's also the occasion in which we watch something directly after, just depending on how things go. There's also the Discord server with the link in the description, which you'll catch me at random times just chilling in voice chat during my daily work commutes. So you're welcome to join in, and then, until next time, bye.